Welcome to the campus of St. Bonaventure, where a sold-out crowd of this basketball town gets set to watch the St. Bonaventure Bonnies take on the number 16 Rhode Island Rams. And how big is this one? Rhode Island, 16 wins in a row, the longest active streak in the nation, and it's number 1 versus number 2 in the A-10. St. Bonaventure has won 7 in a row and 10 straight here at home. Welcome, everyone, to the Riley Center for this outstanding Friday night matchup that we have for you. Mike Corey alongside Chris Spatola. Do we get another upset in college basketball? We're about to find out. Chris, what makes this matchup so special here tonight?
Well, other than my guys here in the bathrobe, this game has 2 of the best backcourts in the country. For Rhode Island, it's Jared Terrell, NEC Matthews, a rugged guard, 3-way scorer, and a guy who can light it up from the perimeter. And for St. Bonaventure, it's Matt Mobley and Jalen Adams. Just watch the game. These 2 backcourts are great. These folks behind me are nuts. This is going to be a great night.
Yes, it is, Chris. Great start. Safe getting back over here. 1/3 of the entire town is here tonight at this game, and we can't wait to bring it to you. Number 1 versus number 2. In the Riley Center, the talk around town has been this is one of the biggest matchups that they have had here ever. And St. Bonaventure, a team right now that our Joe Lenardi has as one of the last 4 in. So you've got 2 potential tournament teams here tonight battling in the conference, and both on winning streaks. And with all the upsets in college basketball that we've had this season, we'll see. Can we get another one here tonight, Chris? What do you think?
Well, there's no question that we can. This is as electric as this place has ever been. Now, the task is formidable because no matter what environment, Rhode Island is a tough ask. They are incredibly deep. They're tough. They're physical. They're one of the best defenses out there. But again, when you have senior guards, Mike, when you have senior guards at home who can go for a big number, this could be special.
There's a lot of seniors in this game tonight. 8 total that see action for both teams. St. Bonaventure, it's their longest win streak in the Atlantic 10 at 7 games since 1982-83 when they won 6 in a row. It's a whiteout here tonight as well, as the Bonnies come out in their gray uniforms, and they're superstitious. They're 12-1 this season when wearing the gray. They haven't lost since back when they played TCU on November 25th here at home. Andre Berry goes up for Rhode Island. And Amadi Ekpezi for St. Bonaventure. And we're going to reach up. Two of the top scoring teams in the Atlantic 10 tonight here as well.
Well, we saw in the first matchup, Mike, St. Bonaventure show a lot of different looks. They showed a 1-3-1, they showed a 2-3 zone, a 1-1-3, and then they showed man. They're going to try to change up the rhythm.
Clock issue to start already here tonight. Trying to get the shot clock and the game clock in sync.
It appears that the clock is trying to change up the rhythm of what we expect to be a good matchup. But really, I mean, Rhode Island can be so explosive. That Mark Schmidt telling us today, he'll change up the defenses to try to change up the rhythm. Danny Hurley runs a lot of really good set stuff against man-to-man defense.
The other big story in this game, E.C. Matthews, who just inbounded the ball, and now he has it for the Rams. Banged his knee in the last game in Rhode Island's win at home versus Richmond. He did not practice for a couple of days, but looked very good at shoot around here today. Berry inside, Andre Berry for Rhode Island to get things started.
Well, they wanted to go to him early because he's a very good offensive player. Now, in a game like this, defensively, he can be a bit of a handicap. You've got it, a lot of ball screens you expect. But Danny Hurley wanted to get as much from him offensively as he could.
Stockard nails a three for St. Bonaventure. That's Courtney Stockard, the junior who's waited a long time to get on the court. Was injured the last 2 years for the Bonnies. And he's been huge for them this season. Barry again. And you're right, Chris. They get him on the offensive end 2 consecutive trips.
You know, he looks like he doesn't have that soft touch to his game. He's 6'8", 275, and that's after losing 70 pounds. But he's a very good offensive player.
This is Idris Taki, and that's over the backboard to Rhode Island. Andre Berry back to him. He averaged just 3 points his first year with the program, 1.6 points last year. He's up to almost 10 points a game. It's been a very big addition for them this season.
Yeah, that's why Danny Hurley wanted to go to him early, because he can be a liability defensively, especially with this matchup tonight. Go to him early, try to get as much as you can, and force Bonaventure to have to guard him.
Underneath, it's Matthews. Lost the handle, and it's taken away. And here's Jalen Adams. Adams through traffic, dishes it to his teammate Mobley. Yes, for three.
So important for Bonaventure to try to score early as much as they can. Rhode Island is one of the best half-court defenses in America.
Terrell coming right back for URI. Jared Terrell with a big three as the Rams are up 1.
And he is a cocky son of a gun, man. Has a lot to say on the way back to this crowd.
Stockard. Fade away. Got it again.
So much is made about Adams and Mobley. In a game like this, it's amazing how role players can step up, especially at home.
This is Jeff Doughton. Works by Adams, kicks it Matthews, another long three, and it's rebounded by Berry. Count it with the foul. And Andre Berry's got 6 points and a chance to cap off a three-point play.
Jalen Adams, his first in the first team foul for St. Bonaventure. Berry in the line for the Rams for 1 shot.
There's that shot by Matthews, and then the cleanup, and that is a lot of space that Andre Berry is taking up. But again, he's got great position on the offensive glass. If you're trying to play on the top, when that shot goes up, it's very tough to get around that big body to block him out.
What a start for Berry. He's got 7 points. The foul was on Jalen Adams, and it's 10-8 Rhode Island in the early going. We haven't even played 3 minutes yet. Taki. Inside for Ladarian Griffin. It's not there. Rebound. Taki sticks with it. Berry had a hand on it. It's tapped out to Mobley for 3. Again, Mobley. What a contact. No call. Tie game at 10.
Both these teams are outstanding on the offensive glass. Bonaventure about 10 offensive rebounds a game. Part of it is they're older teams, typically better offensive rebounding teams, but they're also quick to the ball.
Terrell in a mess. Here's Taki. Stockard. The defense by Terrell. Coach Smith said he wanted to try to score in the first 12 seconds of every offensive possession. This Rhode Island defense is tough. 5 of the shot clock. Taki. Adams got hit and bailed out, firing up a off-balance 3 with a shot clock at 1. And it takes us to our first timeout. What an atmosphere here tonight. 4 minutes in at St. Bonaventure. Feels like an NCAA tournament game. Tied at 10, the Bonnies and the Rams back after this.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by USAA. Insurance, banking, and investments tailored for the military community. And Land Rover, above and beyond.
What a season it's been for the Rhode Island Rams, 21-3 overall. They started 5-3. E.C. Matthews broke his wrist in the second game of the season, but since he's been back at full strength, they've won all of their games, second longest streak in school history, ranked in their highest ever ranking in the top 25. This is one special season for the Rams right now, Chris.
It absolutely is. They're the most efficient defense in the Atlantic 10. They're fourth in the country at turning teams over. And they are incredibly old. They have 4 seniors, 2 of whom are redshirt seniors in their starting lineup. And they have one of the most underrated point guards in the country in Jeff Doughton, who's a sophomore. They are loaded for bear. They are incredibly well coached.
21 straight versus A10 opponents. 13-0 in the conference, the only remaining undefeated team. And that's their best start in conference history since 1980. And here tonight against the St. Bonaventure team that they've won 3 straight against, 5 of the last 6. And they handily defeated this team back at home, 87-63, not that long ago. They know they're in for much more of a fight here tonight.
Well, one of the things they did, and it's what they want to do tonight, in the second half of that first matchup, is they limited threes. St. Bonaventure got 0 threes, a team that shoots it so well from the perimeter, especially Jalen Adams and Matt Mobley. Tonight, Danny Hurley wanted to only give up a combined 3 threes to Adams and Mobley. We'll see if they can get that done.
Well, you take a look at the last meeting between these two teams as St. Bonaventure leads it now 13-10. Coach Hurley with his 100th career win. Matthews had a big game, so that's huge that he's in the lineup here tonight. And Adams and Mobley, once again, right at their averages this season as well. But they were held to 0 in the second half of three-point land as there's a foul as Jarvis Garrett takes contact, and he'll have a couple free throws at the line as Courtney Stocker picks up his first personal foul. And Dan Hurley, who's in his 6th season, had this team in the tournament last year. They erased all doubt, winning the Atlantic 10 last season, and now people talk about this team. It took for them a little bit of a time, Chris, to get up to this point. And now they're in the conversation.
Well, what he has done at Wagner, a place where nobody was going to win, he got that program to that level of success. And then he comes here, a program that had been dormant for a little bit, brings them back to where they are. It's amazing as Dan Hurley has lost more and more hair. He's lost letters off that first name. He used to be Danny Hurley. Now he's just going by Dan.
2-point ball game in favor of the Bonnies. Jalen Adams directing traffic. Griffin sets a high ball screen. And the pass is thrown away. Mark Schmidt, and the job that he does here at St. Bonaventure, it's certainly a tough place to get to, tough to recruit, but he does an amazing job bringing talented players here. An NBA player there in Nicholson a couple years ago. His jersey's retired. You got Jalen Adams, an NBA prospect. What a job he's done here at St. Bonaventure.
Another guy who, I mean, nobody thinks you can win here. There is tradition, but, I mean, look, Olean, New York, no offense, is not a destination spot, but he has built quite a program, great tradition, and like you said, NBA talent.
Well, it's a destination for basketball, that's for sure, as the fans are on full force tonight. And this town supports this team very well as we've got a foul, and Terrell heads to the free throw line. Griffin with his first for the Bonnies. Jared Terrell, you talk about this team being old, Chris, and experienced. This guy has played in every single Rams game in the last 4 years. 125. He started 124 of those. I mean, it's been amazing what he's done.
Well, and a guy who came in as a defensive stopper. You know, he's always been a physical, rugged, tough guard. But his offensive game has improved over time. His scoring average has gotten so much better. He's one of the elite guards.
Adams rejected by Olajuwon. Taki, not there. And rebounded by Stanford Robinson for URI. Up the court quickly for Terrell. Terrell losing the handle, throws it right into the hands of Griffin. guarded by Matthews. What a matchup that is tonight. Finds Griffin. And his pass taken away by Robinson. Matthews gets tripped up inadvertently. No call, and I think that's the right no call as his foot just got tangled up. It's going to be St. Bonaventure basketball.
One of the separators for Rhode Island is their bench. And this guy, Cyril Langevin, is a live wire. Only a sophomore comes off their bench playing his best basketball of the season.
Was slowed down earlier in the campaign due to a sports hernia, but you're right, he is back at full strength and picking up where he left off last year at the end of his freshman year. Stockard fouled going up, and 2 free throws coming for him. Langevin is out of East Orange, New Jersey. He originally was born in Guyana, came over here when he was 6 years old, and said, you know, this is my only offer, my only visit to Rhode Island. His mother, Nicola, father, Cyril Sr., and boy, he is certainly a talent, and the sky's the limit for him.
Yeah, terrific athlete, is a monster on the glass. He reminds me of Tristan Thompson, who, of course, is a guy that Dan Hurley coached at St. Benedict's in high school. But, you know, Dan Hurley calls Langevin one of the best rebounders he's coached. He has the potential to be a star in this league.
Stockard makes it a 2-point game now in favor of the Bonnies. Under 14 minutes to go first half. This is Fats Russell, number 2 in the game right now for the Rams. 5'10", 165, but he's special. Oh, they got taken away by Griffin. Adams. Terrell stopping and popping for 3 and rebounded by Mobley. There's a 3, and that's off the mark by Isaiah Brockington. Langevin of a rebound.
Well, Bonaventure, St. Bonaventure plays the fastest tempo in the A-10. I mean, they only play about 15 seconds of possession. So, you know, you may at home say, well, that's not a good shot against Rhode Island. They want to play fast, and if they have opportunities to score early, they're going to try to do that.
Shot clock is inside 10 for Terrell. Good defense for the Bonnies. Garrett drives. That's a shot clock violation. Right idea, just didn't have enough time left. Top 2 offenses in the Atlantic 10 this season. St. Bonaventure and Rhode Island putting up 77 points a game. One of those games where something has to give here tonight, right, Chris?
You would think. It's amazing how early, you see how aggressive Rhode Island is with Adams off of those ball screens. The priority is the ball. The priority is Adams.
Stockard got it knocked away from behind, got it back. Mobley, a long 3, in and out. Stanford Robinson tries to dish to Langevin and got knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Rams. Doughton looking for the cutter. Nice feed. Robinson, easy 2.
And they went over that in scout today, and that's why Mark Schmidt has his hands on top of his head, perplexed. I mean, they went over that at least 3 times, and just poor communication.
Griffin works strong inside for St. Bonaventure.
He never quits. I mean, he doesn't do any one thing great, does a lot of things well. Perhaps effort is the best, though. I mean, he just really gets after it.
Matthews. The hook doesn't go. Langevin is there for the rebound, and that's what he's done all season long.
And he does it at such a high rate. He only plays 18 minutes a game. He's averaging about 4 offensive rebounds in 17 minutes a game.
Mobley, step back and then try to feed Griffin, and it's out of bounds to Rhode Island. When we come back, we'll get to know one of the best backcourts in the nation, Jalen Adams and Matt Mobley for St. Bonaventure. When we return right after this, tied at 16. It's time for a little fast break with Matt Mobley and Jalen Adams of St. Bonaventure. All right, guys, here we go. First off, favorite NBA player?
Russell Westbrook. Gotta go D-Wade.
Celebrity crush?
I'm about to go with Megan Good. Off top, probably Paula Patton.
All right, what about the first time you dunked the ball?
14, 2 hands light. You know, that's what I do. Easy. Probably senior year high school, not so light. Probably one-handed.
Favorite NFL team?
New England Patriots. Shout out to the Super Bowl champs, man, them birds.
And what happened after that game? And what happened with you guys?
They cheated, that's what happened. You know, TB2 for 505. He owed me a lot of push-ups.
That's Fast Break with Matt Mobley and Jalen Adams. Great catching up with those guys yesterday, and what a tandem, right, Chris? 39 points per game combined by these two, and you've got them as one of your best backcourts in the country.
They are. I think they're the second best backcourt behind Villanova's in the country. I do. I mean, look, Jalen Adams has games of 44 and 40 this year, but he doesn't hunt his shot. He's really an instinctual player, shares it. And Matt Mobley, again, a guy who goes for 35 earlier this season against George Mason, a great rebounding guard.
We've had 3 ties and 7 lead changes so far in this first half here between these two. Doughton for Langevin. Double team. Terrell. Too strong, follows his own shot. Now we've got a foul. Foul on Nelson Caputo for St. Bonaventure. And Terrell has a chance to push the Rams back in front.
Going to the line for the Rams.
4 points so far for Terrell in this first half. He's so strong. It's so hard to defend this guy.
And he wants the paint. I mean, again, he can knock down a 3 and is shooting a good percentage, but he wants the paint. That's what Rhode Island wants. And the problem there in the last possession, when you double, which you may need to against Langevin, that's when you get into rotation and they drive you.
How about a must-win for the Big 12 regular season title? Still up for grabs. 20th ranked West Virginia and number 13 Kansas tomorrow at 6:15 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. I know you just did West Virginia the other night.
Yeah. Well, they got back on the winning track, had lost to Oklahoma State during the weekend, got back to being that defensive team that they are, and to have Javon Carter and Issa Ahmad scoring the ball the way they are.
That's a traveling violation on Caputo. Crowd doesn't like it, but it's the right call. It's a 2-point lead for the Rams, and that's 4 turnovers now for St. Bonaventure.
No, Rhode Island turning teams over on 23% of their possessions. That's 4th in the country. The 3 teams ahead of them are all pressing teams. West Virginia, Stephen F. Austin, and Illinois. So Rhode Island doing it in the half court. Quick hands, good athletes.
That's a travel on Matthews. That's a great point, though, Chris. I want to gloss over that. 1 out of every 4 possessions, essentially, the opponent turns it over versus Rhode Island.
And again, I mean, you see, like, Rhode Island, they'll pick you up to be nagging, but they're not like West Virginia, where they're trapping out of it, or Stephen F. Austin or Illinois. As Dan Hurley says, we are white in the full court, we'll pick you up, but we become red in the half court. We are in your shorts.
Halfway through the first half, here's Matt Mobley, a long 3, front rimmed it. Griffin battling in there with Langevin for the rebound, and it's a jump, and it's going to stay with St. Bonaventure.
That's 2 guys who get their meal tickets off of dirty work plays, off of offensive rebounds. You see how hard they go after this. I mean, this is what a game like this deserves. 2 men fighting for a loose ball, a 50-50 ball.
First 30 in the shot clock. Adams now working on Doughton, pulls up, gets the bounce. second leading scorer in the Atlantic 10, Jalen Adams. We're tied at 18. Terrell gets it to Garrett for three. And Griffin outlets to Stockard. It got knocked away. That was by Terrell coming back on D as he misses a three but follows his own shot. And finally the Bonnies corral it.
Look at the spacing. 5 guys out, and you get the cut.
Adams with a no look for Griffin.
It starts with the spacing, and everybody ball watching Jalen Adams. And Griffin cuts behind the defense.
Fans rising to their feet here at the Riley Center. Four to shoot. Dowd for three. Look out, Jalen Adams.
You'll live with that, though. That's what he does. I mean, to me, that's a good shot.
There's Fats Russell. And as I mentioned him earlier, that he got it rejected. There's where he's able to get right by the defender for the two.
He is so fast. That first step is nightmarish.
Here's another three-point try. No good by Adams. Tried to go back and get it, and he got fouled. Just what we expected here tonight. Tied at 20. The Rams and the Bonnies under 8 to play first half.
Welcome back to St. Bonaventure. We're talking about the spacing, which is unbelievable. Look at these 4 guys around the perimeter when Jalen Adams has the ball up top. And watch here, Griffin's going to cut behind the defense while everybody's ball watching Adams. There's the cut behind, and there's the layup. The spacing is outstanding. And when he gets into the paint, everybody's so concerned because he is the priority. That's when those other guys can play off, Mike, and get cheap buckets.
Yeah, Chris, it's got to be another reason why they also seem to get so many good looks at three and are able to put up those long-distance shots, because you wonder, how do you let Jalen Adams hit 10 three-pointers, you know, like he's done this season? What happens there?
And it's one of the other reasons that they're a good offensive rebounding team, because the defense is so spread out. Those guys on the perimeter get a run to the basket, and it makes it very hard to block out.
Tie game at 20. Each team with 7 field goals. Each team with 5 turnovers. St. Bonaventure basketball. Adams controls it. Courtney Stockard leads them in scoring with 6. Andre Berry leads Rhode Island with 7. He's back into the lineup here for the Rams. There's the kick, like you're talking about. Caputo for 3. It's good. That's Nelson Caputo, junior from Ontario, with a big 3 for the Bonnies. 10th lead change already tonight. Nice feed, Terrell. And Rhode Island does the same on their ball reversal. And Jarvis Garrett, the recipient for 3.
Again, that's been a separator for Rhode Island, their bench. Garrett coming in, Langevin coming in. Russell coming in and making an impact.
Caputo almost had 2 in a row, and it's saved from going out by Garrett. Robinson got his pocket pecked by Stockard. And then he lost it out of bounds. Stockard a little shaken up, too, on his way back.
Yeah, a guy who has battled injuries. It's frustrating play because he picked the pocket and should have had a dunk.
Barry, Terrell was tied up with Stockard. Finally gets possession of it now, and he is hit. And there's a foul. Stockard coming up a little bit slow in the last play after making that defensive play. Let's hope he's going to be okay.
Yeah, again, a guy who has battled foot issues. He just turns that left ankle there. You saw it roll over a little bit on him. An awkward play. But in a game like this, those are the killer. You're right, Mike? I mean, you get the poke away, the steal, you should have a breakaway dunk, and you turn it over.
How about his story? Allen Community College in Kansas missed 2 seasons here at St. Bonaventure with breaking the 5th metatarsal in his foot. Contemplated stopping playing, but it was his parents, his mother Mary, his father Mike, to say, hey, keep going, my friend, and he was able to get it done. And Mobley comes back the other way for the bodies for 2 and a foul.
Adams and Mobley are so good in the open floor at finishing. I mean, this is not an easy finish. Defender cuts underneath, and Mobley goes with that right hand with a little bit of English to get it to roll in. This is where I think they can have great success tonight, and have already. Get that ball out early.
Garrett with his 2nd personal foul. He's out. Matt Mobley trying to cap off a 3-point play. A guy that started his career at Central Connecticut State out of Worcester, Mass. Comes here to St. Bonaventure to be with Jalen Adams and combine for one of the best backcourts in the country. Guy that hits a 3-pointer very well, scores it at an amazing rate. And the bodies and the Rams as Terrell hits a 3, and we're tied at 26. Adams now. Stockard for 3. And that's an over-the-back foul on Akpeezy. I'm watching Terrell walk back to the offensive end, looking at the crowd.
He's a show in and of himself. I mean, he has unbelievable confidence, and he's expressing it to the crowd here.
Jeff Doughton on the drive, blocked by Akpeezy. Wow. Mobley from Adams. Did we just get a technical foul? Let's see. Matt Mobley did a little talking after that 3-point hit. Coach Hurley saying, yeah, what's going on here? The crowd's fired up. Is that what you saw, Chris? I think they teed him up for a little taunting at the end of that play.
No, I think Dan Hurley was pointing.
No, okay, no tee, actually. No.
Yeah, I think Dan Hurley was pointing because he wanted an illegal screen. He thought Mobley got open from a screen that was moving. That's what he was pointing at. The officials thought he meant something else.
No, good job by the officials. Orlandis Poole, Ron Tyberski, DJ Carstensen just came over and told us it was a warning that they gave to Mobley. Says just play, man, after you make a big play, get back on the other end. So no technical. It stays a 3-point lead for the Bonnies.
Yeah, you know, and I thought Danny may have had a point because it was a tough screen to get Mobley open.
Barry called for traveling. Coach Hurley wanted a tip ball there and said it was deflected, but doesn't get the call, and it's St. Bonaventure possession. How about how much distance the coaches are covering in tonight's game? Mark Schmidt's all the way up my half court. Hurley's been going back and forth. Mobley on the high ball screen. Tries a no look and off the hands of his teammate Takeem. Rhode Island in search of their 17th straight win here tonight. That's what's on the line. That is the longest active streak in the nation right now at 16. Everybody seems to keep going down in this year of amazing parity in college basketball.
Yeah, I don't use the word parity as much. I mean, I think we have this every year. I think, you know, you play this number of games, teams are going to lose, even good teams. But there's no question that the talent is spread out much more over college basketball than it ever has.
Terrell scores it for the Rams. St. Bonaventure on a 7-game win streak themselves, as Jared Terrell has 11 points in this first half. Taki got it knocked away. Matthews running the break. Terrell for three. Oh, what a shot from Jared Terrell. And Rhode Island now leads it. Under 4 minutes to go, first half. Mobley steps it in, doesn't get it. Rebound, Matthews. Chris, nobody's really been on a run in this ball game. The first opportunity here for Rhode Island to kind of put, some back-to-back plays together.
Well, it's really been runs of Jared Terrell and Matt Mobley. I mean, both those guys have had exceptional first halves.
That's not what the Rams wanted there. Barry got it knocked away. Adams for three, got fouled. And that's the second time that's happened tonight. Jalen Adams is going to shoot 3 free throws when we come back.
Jared Terrell has 14 in this half. He has absolutely gone to work, and he knows it. Driving the ball to the basket with that physical frame of his, finishing through traffic, and then shows you the steal. Here, and then the three on the other end. What a job by Jared Terrell. Bottoms, find that guy.
Looking forward to Trae Young in action once again, but how about your best backcourts in the nation here, Chris?
And that's not because we're doing this game. I mean, I had that for a month ago. You could put anybody next to Brunson. It could have been Phil Booth. Give me that guy on the left. But then these two backcourts, I'm telling you, splitting hairs between the two. The thing that I admire the most about both those backcourts is how well they work together. They have a dual ego. There's not splintered egos. There's not, it's my shot, now it's your turn, it's your turn. Like both these backcourts work so well together. They're such accomplished scoring tandems. And I mean, I'm telling you, you wish that people talked about them more, because they are special.
Jalen Adams has 3 free throws. Second time tonight he was fouled shooting a 3. And a chance to put the Bonnies back on top. Tomorrow we'll have number 14 North Carolina and Louisville. Both teams jockeying for position in the ACC. Tar Heels in 4th, Cardinals in 5th. Saturday Showcase is presented by 5 Hour Energy and begins at 8:15 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Adams, an 83% free throw shooter. He cans them all, and the Bonnies are back in front. Dowling. Rhode Island trying to spread out the Bonnies as Russell takes it in, not there. Oh, what a rebound by Stanford Robinson.
Well, and Bonaventure in a zone out of the timeout. Fats Russell just carves it right up. It starts with the penetration and then the collection of the miss.
Ball gets deflected out to Adams. Works off the screen, gets free for 3. In and out, rebound. Pulled home by Brockington, out of bounds off of Terrell of Rhode Island.
Well, that's the 7th offensive rebound for St. Bonaventure. And you combine that with 9 Rhode Island turnovers. I mean, that's creating extra possessions in a game against such an explosive offense like Rhode Island's.
Mobley gets it to Adams. Through the lane, double clutch, doesn't go. Langevin on the rebound, outletting to Dowling. Terrell for 3. Got a good look, and he drains it.
He is cooking. And I love when good players, or great players, come up big in big-time games. I mean, he is lathered up for this one.
Chris, to your point, he's already at his average, 17 points here in the first half. Largest lead of the night for the Rams here at 4 points. Shot clock. Adams for Stockard. Oh, he bails him out.
And that's 9 points from Stockard in this half, a guy who averages 11. So a role player coming up big at home in a big game.
Right before the shot clock was about to expire. Coming up on a minute to go in this action-packed first half. Doughton drives. Russell for three. Out of bounds to Rhode Island. Well, coming up on the Land Rover halftime report, we'll take a look at Texas's Andrew Jones' fight with leukemia. Well, sophomore guard was diagnosed in January, and all that and more coming up on the Land Rover halftime report. The story of Jones. You don't want to miss that. And we'll have it for you as we step aside for 30 seconds. We'll be back. Final minute of this first half from St. Bonaventure in a 1-point game. It's what you expect with #1 versus #2 in the Atlantic 10 here tonight. The Rams on a 16-game winning streak. The Bonnies on a 7-game winning streak.
And they are the two best teams. I mean, I think they're separated. And coming into tonight, Rhode Island a step above St. Bonaventure. But this game, huge for St. Bonaventure's bid to get into that NCAA tournament.
And it's a turnover on the Rams. Joe Lenardi has them as the last 4 in right now, Chris, and Rhode Island at around a 5 seed at this point.
Well, and they have, St. Bonaventure has some good wins. You know, they've beaten Syracuse. They have beaten Buffalo, which actually is their best win because Buffalo's good. But a win tonight is a marquee win against the team that's already in the tournament.
And St. Bonaventure over the last couple of years has been kind of one of those teams that's been on the bubble. They're right there on the verge. You know, they got to continue to win, like you say. I agree. This is a huge one here tonight, to say the least. Can they be the first team in the Atlantic 10 to knock off Rhode Island in conference play this year? We'll find out. It's a 1-point game, 59.6 seconds to go first half. It's St. Bonaventure possession.
You know, it's been a physical first half. The officials have actually allowed them to play through that. They haven't called everything. They understand the import of this game. And I give the officials a lot of credit. You've allowed 2 very good basketball teams to play this one out.
Orlandis Poole, Ron Tyberski, and DJ Carstensen. I agree with you. And it's not easy, you know, in an atmosphere like this against these 2 teams. It's certainly a battle tonight. And now Langevin is going to be called for this foul, and that'll be his first. 6-team foul. Each team with 6, so not in the 1-on-1 situation yet. Next one we will. 50.6 left.
That was one of the things Mark Schmidt told us, is we have to match Rhode Island's physicality. They certainly have.
Adams kicks it, gets it back. They go quickly, perhaps a 2-for-1. Is that a travel? No. Griffin got it to Brockington, gets it back, dumps it home.
Well, it was a double dribble, so it was that. They missed that big time, and St. Bonaventure took advantage.
About a 1.5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Fans rising to their feet. Rams down 1. Fats Russell. Step back 3. Rebound by Stockard. Good if it goes. And that's the end of the first half.
What a half. Punctuated by the dunk from Ladarian Griffin. And Dan Hurley not happy with the officiating in that half. And that was a double dribble, folks, by rule. But he says, no matter, let me take care of this one. Here comes the second look into your living room. What a first half, Mike Corey. It's lived up to the billing.
Yes, it has. Awesome to be with you here tonight from St. Bonaventure as the Bonnies lead it and are 15-0 when leading their tie to the half this season. 37-36. Stay tuned for the Land Rover halftime report with Adnan Virk coming up after the break. Bonnie's lead at 37-36 as we get set for the start of the second half. Welcome back, everyone, to the Riley Center in St. Bonaventure. Mike Corey alongside Chris Spatola. Let's get some of the first half highlights. High-level play on both sides in this game tonight.
Yeah, this was an unbelievable first half. And the guards that we introduced, they showed out about 3 out of 4. Jalen Adams, terrific in that first half. Only the 5 points, but he did have 5 assists. He was outstanding attacking the basket. And then Matt Mobley really gave them a lift consistently. 11 points for him, 3 rebounds, and really did a lot of his work in transition. And then for Rhode Island, Jared Terrell, 17 in the first half, and really put his team right on his back. E.C. Matthews, it's been a struggle for him in that first half, but Jared Terrell, man, he can really score the ball, and he knows it. That is a tough combination.
Well, you called it, Chris. 3 of the 4 right now producing. Matthews 0 for 2 from the field, played 12 minutes in that first half. We were talking before we came back. You don't think it has anything to do with his knee, just not right there in this game?
Yeah, I think he's moving fine. I just think he's in his head. Only took the 2 shots. But again, a guy who can put it up quickly.
Rams have won 16 games in a row. St. Bonaventure has won 7 games in a row. Second half here is underway tonight. Doughton kicks it. Terrell for 3. Rebound Adams.
Nice job getting back by Rhode Island. You thought that St. Bonaventure would have a run out. Nice job getting back, setting your defense.
Stockard. Here's Mobley. Thought about the shot. Shot clock is at 3. Mobley from deep. He hits it.
I go back to the first matchup between these teams about a month ago. St. Bonaventure made 5 threes in the first half, 0 in the second. Tonight they made 5 threes in the first half, and Mobley gets them started there.
Largest lead of the game for St. Bonaventure at 4. Barry is fouled as he got the feed from Robinson.
Matt Mobley has unlimited range, shooting 40% from 3 in conference, and if you're going to guard it like that, he will pull it from anywhere. You cannot go under that screen because the recovery time back to putting pressure is too far for a guy like Matt Mobley.
Mobley comes off a 30-point night in the win for St. Bonaventure in their last game. Hit 4 3-pointers, played all 40 minutes. E.C. Matthews for the Rams. Shot clock at 5. Doughton, tough shot. Rebound, Robinson.
That's a killer because St. Bonaventure does a good job on their first shot defense. They've guarded the ball very well tonight and plugged gaps. But Rhode Island steals a bucket.
That's a travel on Idris Taki.
You know, it's a game where you got to manufacture points in different ways. And again, I thought Bonaventure guarded that well. You force a tough shot, and then the ball bounces into Stan Robinson's hands.
Here is Robinson now for 3.
You know, Dan Hurley was shouting at Stan Robinson at the shoot-around, I need Marcus Smart tonight. I need Marcus Smart. That's the role that Stan Robinson has filled for this team. He does the dirty work on the offensive glass, defensively.
Amadi Akpeasy makes it a 4-point St. Bonaventure lead. Doughton kicks it for Terrell. Here's Matthews. His first points tonight from 3-point range.
I mean, he's too good. You know, he can't be held down for long. He only took the 2 shots, had no points in the first half. Wow.
Adams, and Taki puts it back in.
What a move. A little hop, skip, and a jump in the lane by Jalen Adams. Everything but the finish. And another cleanup.
Jeff Doughton guarded by Adams. Kicks it, Robinson. Ball knocked away, and St. Bonaventure the other way. Here's Adams again. Taki works his way inside.
The best time for a high ball screen is in transition because the defense is unsettled. That early drag screen is so good, creates so much chaos.
Listen to this Riley Center crowd. Terrell said the defense is straight up, and St. Bonaventure's Mobley for 3. Place would have erupted. Rebound Robinson. Terrell quiets the crowd with a 3 ball.
You got to find him. He gets up in the morning, steps off. He is thinking buckets and will hunt his shot everywhere.
Chris, 5 of 7 from 3-point range, 20 points.
He's unbelievable.
And a foul on Barry up high on Adams. Second half starting just like the first did. 2-point ball game here at St. Bonaventure. Back after this. Rhode Island is the hottest team in the country right now. 16 wins in a row. Second longest in school history and the longest active streak. They've beaten A-10 opponents 21 consecutive. Highest ranking ever in school history. So much on the line here tonight for the Rhode Island Rams.
I like our headline there, Rhode Island streaking. My favorite kind of streaking is from the quad to the gymnasium, or the kind that Rhode Island has done. I mean, they have been on a tear, and they've got, you know, outside of conference as well, they've got some very nice wins. Again, it's an old team. I mean, you know, they start 4 seniors, 2 of whom are redshirt seniors, and an outstanding sophomore guard in Jeff Doughton.
Matt Mobley for the Bonnies as they lead it by 2. They fell to Rhode Island by 14 points back on January 13th in Kingston. Stockard is fouled by Robinson. Much different night this time around with these 2.
How about the pass from Jalen Adams? I mean, he is, again, he doesn't hunt his shot. It's there when he needs it, but he's so unselfish for such a great scorer.
How big is this game coming up tomorrow, Saturday, 6:15 p.m. Eastern? We've got West Virginia and Kansas. It's just amazing how Kansas has earned at least a share of the Big 12 regular season title in each of the past 13 seasons. We talk about consistency and what that team's done over the years.
That is, in all of sports, one of the most remarkable runs. That conference is very competitive. I think Texas Tech right now is the best team, but, you know, Kansas certainly has that pedigree.
Matthews couldn't get the look. Mobley was all over him. Here's Doughton. 5 to shoot. E.C. Matthews on the runner.
And when he gets to that left hand, his percentages are about 20% better. He loves that left.
Adams pulls up. That's in and out. And that's out of bounds off of Griffin, who is battling with Terrell of Rhode Island for it.
All scouting report during the shoot-around. Mark Schmidt, he wants left about E.C. Matthews. So good when he could go in that direction.
No points in the first half for Matthews. Has a 3-pointer and that drive for 2 here in the second frame. Doughton, and that's going to be a moving screen on Langevin. And that's going to be his second personal foul.
Of all the screens, I don't know about that one, but there was a bad call on the other end, and officials are human beings. I won't use the term makeup call, but if I did use that term, I would use it there.
There's Key. Gives it for Stockard. Good offensive rebound. Griffin feeds it to Key, and he's blocked from behind by Terrell.
You know, I think if I had Jared Terrell's body, I would flex after every good play. I mean, like, he's a great player, but he's got something, a gyration or a flex or, again, I've never had a body like that, so I can't relate.
Could have been a football player. PC wanted to recruit him to play football. He originally committed to Oklahoma State. Want to be closer to home and is at Rhode Island, and they have loved what he's done in 4 years there. Mobley, a lot of dribbling. Kicks it to Key. And a foul on Griffin.
You got to score that. He got a little bit nervous and overshot it significantly. But I mean, this is just wheeling and dealing on the perimeter by Mobley. Gets to the baseline, a nice drop off and a great shot fake. He just felt the shot blocker coming. He got a little bit nervous.
Terrell. Step back three. Short. The rebound, though, by Robinson. He got hit in the face. It's out of bounds to St. Bonaventure. And he got hit hard.
What a tough play. Just going after to make a hustle play.
Oh,
and, oh my word.
Ran right into his teammate, Cyril Langevin. Robinson trying to shake it off.
Yeah, I said this a minute ago. It was amazing in the shoot-around. Dan Hurley yelling at Stan Robinson, I need Marcus Smart tonight. I need Marcus Smart. Referencing the Celtics guard who just kind of gets all over the place, does a lot of dirty work. And Dan Hurley actually calls Stan Robinson his team's MVP because he does all those little things.
No doubt. Offensively, defensively, takes charges, high energy guy. Right now he needs him to get back onto the court. He's in the locker room to get looked at. As Adams, who's just 1 for 9 right now in this ball game, gives it up to Stockard. Griffin. Adams with a feed, shoots a key, and he missed it.
And Mark Schmidt's going to get him out. I mean, that's two bunnies that I think to Key, again, I mean, it's a big-time game. This is high-level athletes, high-level competition. I mean, these are beautiful, beautiful deliveries. And just getting a little bit nervous. And both times it's Langevin coming from behind that I think makes Taki a little bit nervous. And he gooses it.
I agree with you, Chris. Langevin was fouled by Adams, who picked up his second for the Bonnies. Stanford Robinson has come back onto the court. He's on the bench now. That was a serious collision there with his teammate. It's good to see him back out there.
It's a tough kid, man. That would have put me out for 3 weeks. Watching it may put me out for a week.
Fans were throwing some items onto the court. They just made an announcement. The PA system tell them not to do that, obviously, in this crazy raucous environment tonight. It is the Riley Center at St. Bonaventure. It's a whiteout tonight. Huge student support. I feel like almost the entire community is here tonight. A third of the town is at this game. And so Terrell is going to shoot some free throws here as we get an explanation from Ron Tyberski, and we'll give it to you in just a second. So the game is now tied at 48. What did Ron tell you, Chris?
So they gave a warning. Somebody threw something on in the first half. They gave a warning. And then now it's the second time they're throwing a shampoo bottle onto the floor. And so it's a Class B technical foul.
So Terrell just shot the free throw, and now we go back to Langevin, who is shooting the free throws as he was fouled.
I mean, I don't want to speculate here, Mike, but there are some folks wearing bathrobes in the crowd. So if they're shampoo bottles, look, I'm no genius. You don't have to be, you don't have to be a genius to put 2 and 2 together.
Well, and that's where you started the telecast tonight. You were in the stands, so you know it well firsthand.
Yeah, and I need a shower. Speaking of bathrobes. What a game.
Matthews comes in, almost got it back. This is our 9th tie of the game here at 48.
I love how the official came over and was specific about what the item was.
Yeah.
You know, typically, they're throwing stuff. No. Should have asked him what brand it was.
Yeah, tell us exactly what's going on. That's great. Mobley on the runner. That's Russell for Downton. Baseline, ties it up again.
He is a terrific guard. Has really good size for that point guard position. And has had the duty of Jalen Adams all night guarding him.
Caputo misses a 3. It's tipped back out to Adams, who launches from deep. And rebounded by Garrett. 1 for 10 now, Adams from shooting range tonight. Garrett. And is fouled on the drive as we'll step aside. Under 12 to go in this contest between #1 and #2 in the Atlantic 10. What a matchup. 50 all.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lexus. Experience amazing.
You found the game of the night here tonight at St. Bonaventure between the Rams and the Bonnies. Good to have you with us, Mike Corey, and former Army and Duke assistant coach Chris Patola. And I'll tell you, the active winning streak here by Rhode Island, 16 straight. There's been so many teams this season, but they just keep falling. Is this the night for the Rams, or does St. Bonaventure extend their streak?
You know, it's hard to tell. I mean, it's been so evenly played. You know, the one concern for Rhode Island, if they keep turning it over at the rate that they have, that's been the one anomaly for them. And I think both teams are going to need that other guard. I think Adams, he's done a great job delivering the basketball tonight. They're going to need him to score some baskets. And the same thing with E.C. Matthews. Danny Hurley's going to need E.C. Matthews to make some baskets here down the stretch. But these are two really, really good teams.
It is our 14th lead change tonight as the Rams go back in front 52-50. Adams works off the Stockard screen and draws some contact to the foul on Garrett.
And to be fair to Adams, and that defensive possession is a great illustration. It's not just him missing shots. They are doing a great job defensively. He's got a guy and a half to 2 guys trailing him. When he comes off those crossing actions, they are hard hedging and staying with him. There have not been a whole lot of looks. Clean looks, that is.
That's a great point, Chris. It's what teams have not done against him in previous games.
Absolutely.
Mobley for 3. It's hard to keep both of those guys down. Mobley's got 19.
It's the same thing for Rhode Island. I mean, Terrell has picked up Matthews.
Garrett over Adams. Tough shot. What a hit.
Wow. What a shot.
Griffin kicks it. Caputo for 3. Matthews gets free for three, and he hits it.
You gotta love a scorer with a short memory. He knows he's a player. Came off that thing firing, a little set play.
Griffin got it knocked away by Fats Russell. Russell, is that an offensive? It is. Stockard takes the charge.
What a play by Stockard. I mean, he called that thing from about half court. He knew what Russell was going to do. Right to the basket. He stepped in. And now look, you know, Russell's only about 165, so
it doesn't hurt taking that charge as much,
maybe
right?
Get a half a charge on that one.
I agree with you, though. You could see it coming the whole way. He's like, okay, here we go. Bracing for impact. Adams into some traffic, and Matthews, nifty play. E.C. Matthews for Fats Russell for three, and it's no good. And Lenenchibai cleans it up. Three-point Rams lead. Mobley to tie it. He does!
What a monster shot. Because in a game like this, that little mini run that Rhode Island went on is big. And Mobley quiets it.
Robinson, rejected by Griffin.
You got to have a lot of stones like this guy does to be shooting from the distance he has tonight. It's been unbelievable. And then the defense on the other end with the rejection. I tell you, Matt Mobley, man, he is having a fantastic season, but you remain anonymous until you come up big in a big game, and this one is certainly one of those.
22 points for Mobley tonight. Tied at 59, shot clock. Doughton. Matthews for three. He got fouled. Count the basket. E.C. Matthews. No points in the first half. 11 in the second half. And a chance for a 4-point play.
Another professional bucket getter in this game. And there's no question that was a foul. You get him on the arm. How about the concentration to play through the foul and knock that one down? And like you said, Mike, a guy with a short memory, no points in that first half, has responded in the second.
Unreal. Mobley with his second personal foul. Matthews, who's been through so much, tore his ACL 2 years ago in game 1 of the season. He missed 6 games this year with a wrist injury, banged his knee last game. And a guy that wants to go into broadcasting when he's done his playing career, interning with the Rhode Island Athletic Department. Right now, as there's a foul underneath. It's on Fats Russell.
And you got to feel good for a guy like E.C. Matthews. You know, with all that he has gone through, and he came in before everybody else on this team did. He's a redshirt senior.
Tomorrow, number 14, North Carolina, Louisville. Teams are battling in the ACC. Tar Heels have won their last 4 after dropping 3 straight. The Cardinals have won 2. Saturday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. Comes your way at 8:15 Eastern on the ESPN app and, of course, on the ESPN. It is a 2-point ball game. No one's led by more than 5 in this game tonight. I mean, that's how back and forth it's been. No one's been able to create that separation. Matthews. It's a blocking foul on Akpeezy.
You know, Matthews slides by this one, and I like to call. I do. I think that's a block. To me, the benefit there goes to the offensive player. If Peasy just didn't quite get there.
Well, you knew E.C. Matthews was going to be ready to rock for this game tonight. Didn't practice for 2 days, was full go here today in shoot around. Had 20 points in the first meeting versus these guys, and this is only his second time here at St. Bonaventure because he was injured. First time he was here his freshman year, he had 25.
He's having a great year. I don't think he's ever been quite the same player, which is understandable with all the knee stuff he's had to go through. But he still makes up one of the elite backcourts in America.
Mobley, wild shot, rebound Russell. Outletting for Langevin.
What a great pass and catch, and that's the Rhode Island bench. Russell and Langevin come off of that Rhode Island bench. They have been outstanding over the last 5 games for Rhode Island.
Largest lead of the night by either team as the Rams lead by 6. Spin it inside. If Peasy can't get it to go, Langevin pulls it down.
Another bunny. That's 3 point-blank missed layups in this second half.
And we'll take another timeout.
How about this one over the top? Fats Russell. A little bit of fat on this pass here to Langevin. Into your living room. Buckets. Dan Hurley has called his backcourt Batman and Batman all year. They were waiting for the second Batman to show up in this game, and he has flown in on whatever Batman's vehicle is, whatever they call that thing. He has been outstanding. The Batmobile, there it is. He has been outstanding. And again, a guy with a short memory who gets it going, and they are outplaying. Now, it's worth noting that Jalen Adams does have 7 assists, but they have outplayed that St. Bonaventure backcourt to this point. And you see how much better Rhode Island is when they get both of those guys playing well at the same time.
Reserve guard Will Leviton came up to me during shoot-around today, as it was a spirited shoot-around for Rhode Island. Says, we're not the 2 Batmans and the 4 Robins, we're the Justice League. You know, he was all fired up. You know, he's like, ESPN, Friday night, here we go. It's like, all right, we're ready. And Rhode Island trying to deliver. As Mobley lost a handle, it's down on the steal. Terrell, and he's blocked out of bounds by Taki. Jarvis Garrett coming back into the lineup for the Rams.
You know, that's one of the things I think both these coaches have done so well, is managing the egos of such talented backcourts. That's not easy. I mean, that dynamic is not easy to manage, especially with seniors. And both these coaches have done so well.
I agree. That's why these 2 teams are so successful. Unselfish. Matthews blocks. Taki again. Mobley, as the shot clock is at 10.
The rim protection has been there for St. Bonaventure. I mean, they're coming over on these drives. Again, E.C. Matthews to his left hand, a much better scorer. A lot of contact in there, but it has been a physical game tonight that the officials have allowed to be physical.
6 blocks for the Bonnies. Matthews kicks it. Robinson for 3. With a long. Garrett, huge offensive rebound.
And they get to work clock again. So now you're St. Bonaventure, you're playing 60 seconds of defense.
A steal. Stockard.
I can't tell you what a big play that is. You get a bucket, but you get an easy bucket, and they needed something easy.
Timeout, Rhode Island. And Chris, this is very unlike them. 17 turnovers tonight.
And when it leads to offense, Mike, it's such a lift for St. Bonaventure. It's a lift for their team. It's a lift for this crowd. What anticipation. And he flushes it with the emphasis on the other end. 4-point game here at St. Bonaventure.
Can't wait to see what happens in this one. Rhode Island and St. Bonaventure. Mike Corey alongside former Army guard and Duke assistant coach Chris Spatola. And it's living up to the billing here tonight in this sold-out Riley Center. Fans have in full force here in this game tonight.
It has, man. I love when big games live up to the billing. And this one was one of those. Got the longest winning streak in the country on the line here, my friend.
That's right. Rhode Island 16 in a row, trying to extend it. Bonnies have won 7 in a row. Here's Matthews way off on the 3. Rebound Stockard. Stockard, he's blocked by Langevin. Rebound Griffin, and he's fouled.
Both these teams, they're not exceptionally tall. They're both really athletic, but they're so well coached to converge on penetration. There is nothing easy at the basket here tonight for both teams. It is tough sledding. I mean, that's a good block, both hands with not fouling, and then just look at the conversion. And you end up with a foul, but all night, I mean, the help and the guys swarming to the basketball from both sides has been excellent.
There's a lot of power and strength of both of these two teams here tonight. To your point there, as Griffin has a chance to cut it to a 2-point ball game. Fans starting to rise up again. Terrell slashes through for the Rams.
They've run that weave action all night, and they run it to get drives for Terrell. They want the defense to shift, and he has 23 now on the night, and that's what they want. They want to get him going to his right hand on the move, but they run the weave to shift the defense so that it unsettles that weak side.
40 points in the last 2 games for Terrell. Adams. Tough one, short. Rebound Russell. Russell somehow able to scoop it up and in.
What a player he's going to be.
Mobley sticks with it. And is fouled this time by Langevin. This guy's been battling tonight.
You know, Fats Russell is a Philly guard through and through. He's got the Philly swagger. Slight of build, big of heart, and how about that one? Just weaving it underneath. This guy would start for most A-10 teams. In fact, I think he'd start for every A-10 team. Comes off the bench for Rhode Island. What an excellent young player, and going to be a star in a Rhode Island uniform.
Mother Terry nicknamed him Fats when he was a young baby. He's chubby. His given name is Duran. And, you know, I'd asked him earlier, and I had this incorrect last week. He's from Philadelphia, but he's actually a Patriots fan. So he was not thrilled with the outcome.
You know, it's this day and age, if you name a fat child Fats, you end up in handcuffs. You've got to be careful these days.
He'll work it up the court. A 4-point game coming up on 4 minutes to go. Garrett. Floater is off. Langevin there for the rebound. He's fouled, and he'll shoot when we come back. 3:53 remaining in this contest. Rams by 4 on the road here at St. Bonnie.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by the Capital One Venture Card. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase, every day. What's in your wallet? And Heineken. Open your world. Enjoy responsibly.
Rams winners of 16 straight. Trying to continue that streak tonight. Longest active in the nation. St. Bonaventure, 7 consecutive wins to the A-10. That's the longest in school history. Second consecutive sellout tonight here at the Riley Center. The fans have been ready for this one for a long time, but can the Bonnies pull it off? Can they get the upset? Can they continue to enhance their tournament resume tonight, Chris? Right now, Joe Lenardi has them as part of the last 4 in. This is huge in this matchup tonight.
They have to get this game. I mean, there is no other way around it. They have to get this game. It's the world we live in with the analytics and the way that the committee looks at things now. I think St. Bonaventure is a very good basketball team. I think they should be in the tournament. But the way that the teams are looked at, they have to win this game.
Certainly 2 very exciting and fun teams to watch, although sometimes you need more than that, you know. I mean,
well, to your point, like, look, there's this thing you call an eye test. Call it whatever you want. If you watch this game tonight, these 2 teams are better than any of these 500 Power 5 or Power 6 conference teams that are going to get in. It's just a fact of the matter. If you know basketball, you know that.
Well said. Under 4 minutes to go. 5-point Rhode Island lead. I agree with you 100%. These are the teams I want to watch come March. Missed shot on the 3. Tipped around. It's a key offensive rebound for the Bonnies.
That's a big offensive rebound.
Adams slashing through.
Ho, ho, ho. What a delivery. Jalen Adams.
Griffin lost his shoe. He's playing with one shoe. He throws it to the sideline. Play continues. Dalvin blocks by Griffin with one shoe on, and it's out of bounds to the Bonnies.
Wow. I said in the first half that Jalen Adams is incredibly shifty. We haven't really seen it except for this. I mean, look at this skip in the lane. The slow Euro. And then here's the block with one shoe. He's shoeless, Ladarian Griffin.
And then the peace of mind to throw the ball off of the Rams player to get possession for his team.
This game's had everything.
You got half the players in each of these 2 teams wearing the red sneakers tonight. Mobley. Terrell's all over him. 5 to shoot. Mobley kicks. Caputo for 3. Mobley saves it. Launches a 3, and that's off. Stanford Robinson with 10 to shoot. Terrell. Griffin stays with it.
I mean, they get a big defensive rebound on one end, and then how about Ladarian Griffin? Doesn't allow himself to be taken out of the play, stays on balance. I don't know how he did. And then he gets right back in. What a nice finish.
1-point game coming up tonight after Top Rank Boxing joined Kenny Made and Zubin Mahenti for SportsCenter. Tiger at Riviera, his reaction to missing the cut. MJ turns 55, the legacy that never ends. And Stanton's early spring, what Judge can learn, all that and more coming up SportsCenter tonight, 11:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
You know, it's interesting. Ladarian Griffin turned his ankle 2 games ago against Richmond. And he shows you the impact he can make. You know, he plays off of those 2 guards, Adams and Mobley, does a lot of the dirty work. What an effort on a big bucket there.
What a game tonight. 72-71 Rams. Minute 50 to go. And St. Bonaventure is going to pick up full court.
And they've taken the ball out of Doughton's hands. Adams face guarding him. They don't want him initiating. And there he finally gathers it. 18 on the clock.
Doughton. Adams ran into a screen from Langevin. Matthews has 5 to shoot. Matthews with a spin. Robinson offensive rebound.
Yeah, run your stuff. Good decision. Pull it out. Run your stuff. They've got such good stuff against the man-to-man. And a good timeout. Yeah, a good timeout, Mike.
Minute and 8 to go. And Coach Hurley and the Rams trying to pull this off on the road. And Coach Hurley wanted to send a special message out to a great young man, Nicholas Campanella, who's battling leukemia right now. Coach says, get well and keep fighting, Nicholas. We know you and your parents, Richard and Sabrina, are watching tonight. Thoughts and prayers are with you, and we wish you all the best.
You know, what he's talking right here, it's going to be something for Jared Terrell. Now, they've run a lot of weave action, a lot of misdirection motion before they get into their actual set. But at some point, he's going to get that ball in his right hand, and he's going to drive that ball to the basket. And they've done a nice job on the offensive glass. You've got to block out Langevin on any shot. He's been so good attacking.
Jared Terrell has 23 points for the Rams. Matt Mobley has 24 for St. Bonaventure. Stars are out here tonight. What do we get in the final 1 minute of this one? Terrell off the screen. Wyatt runner, rebound Griffin. And a foul is called on Rhode Island. So Langevin, and that's his 4th.
They ran the false motion. They got the ball into Terrell's right hand, but the defense was outstanding. Look at the help from Griffin, and then he gets back into the play and grabs the defensive rebound. Here's Langevin coming from behind. And how about the second jump by Griffin to gather the defensive board, and then he gets fouled. And now he's at the foul line to put his team in the lead.
I mean, you said it. There was 3 guys converging there on that defensive possession.
And the help came over. Again, it's what made the shot difficult, but then Griffin getting back into play to limit Langevin's offensive board.
St. Bonaventure leads it. And our 19th lead change tonight. 56 seconds to go. Longest winning streak in the nation on the line tonight with the Rams at 16. Terrell feeds it, Langevin, and he's fouled.
Well, and it's interesting because Dan Hurley had a timeout. Decides not to use it there. And what execution by Jared Terrell. Comes off with his left hand. You get the slip that helps late. And wow, inches from an and one for Cyril Langevin.
Unbelievable poise by just a 50% free throw shooter on the season for the Rams.
Wow. Those are some monster free throws.
8.8-second differential. Shot clock and game clock. Timeout, St. Bonaventure. And I don't think we would have expected anything less between these two here tonight.
How about Cyril Langevin? A 50% free throw shooter, knocking two of the biggest ones he's ever taken down.
With all the upsets in college basketball this season, do we have another here tonight? Or does Rhode Island continue the nation's longest winning streak? They've won 21 straight over A-10 opponents, a school record, and they're just moving right up the ranks. Highest in school history over the last month. They've been in the top 25. But St. Bonaventure, they've won 7 in a row themselves. One of the last 4 teams in right now, according to Joe Lunardi. They need this one in a bad, bad way to kind of keep that status. And can they get it done? What do you think? What would you be doing right here, Chris? What are your thoughts for the final 33.7?
So Jalen Adams is going to have the ball in his hands. The thing with the ball screens tonight is it's drawing 2 defenders. Rhode Island's been very aggressive. I'm okay with that if I'm Mark Schmidt. One of these other guys may end up having to make a basket, cut into the basket, but you get Adams off a ball screen, you get Matt Mobley coming off a down screen, you run that action, you allow your playmakers to be plays. Here's the other thing. If they miss, Mark Schmidt's telling his guys who you've got to foul, because you're going to have to commit it as soon as that shot goes up if there is a miss.
Mobley puts it in to Adams. Adams feeds it. Griffin.
He baited him. He waited for it. He knew all night they're guarding it with 2 guys off of those crossing screens. And a nice cut right down the middle. You've got to stay home on that. Stan Robinson's got to stay in the lane. He doesn't. And how many big plays has that guy made in the last minute and a half?
And here was the thing. They didn't need a 3-pointer. You wouldn't, imagine that he's going to bomb something up in that stage of the game. You're absolutely right. You got to control that area too.
Here's where I say he baited him. They ran a ball screen before that where the guy rolled and he didn't throw it. So, maybe Stan Robinson didn't think he'd give it up to Griffin in that spot. But Adams, look, he hasn't shot it well, but he has played so well with 2 guys in his face all night. And what an unselfish play.
They're looking at the time to make sure it's exactly correct here for the final stage of this game with Rhode Island out of timeouts. Bonnies have 1 left, 20.5 seconds to go. You and I were looking at the stats about Adams earlier. Yes, he's not having the scoring night, but you just said it. It's his assists. It's all that he does in addition to that, and that was the biggest play of the night so far.
Now again, on the other end, Jared Terrell's going to have the ball. And he's going to get to that right hand. They're going to run some action here, but you've got to go to work. Because again, if you don't miss, or if you do miss, you got to have time to foul.
Going to check the time and the timeouts again on the sideline here at the scorer's table. So to make sure we have this correct, Rhode Island is out of timeouts. They had it wrong on the scoreboard up here. We are on it. St. Bonaventure does have one timeout remaining. If we get a jump, possession arrow favors the bodies. And here we go. Dalton. Oh, he's fouled by Adams.
And that was what you can't do.
Free throws coming for Jeff Doughton as Adams hits him on his way up the floor. It's still a 1-and-1. It's a 1-and-1 for Doughton with 18 seconds to go. 71% free throw shooter on the season. Matthews in a hand up there. Mobley, and he's tied up, and a foul is called.
It's amazing how many plays or games are lost on missed free throw blockouts. And they're, you know, just a little short. A guy who shoots it at almost 80% from the foul line. This pressure will, it's amazing what it'll do to you. Front rims it. And how about the defensive board that Matt Mobley comes up with?
It's an automatic 2 now. That was a 10th team foul committed by Rhode Island. So Mobley can make it a 3-point game, and the Rams will still have a chance. 14.3 left. Ooh.
Well, no timeout, so you know, Rhode Island's going to have an action here. You imagine Terrell's going to get it, push. And there's plenty of time. 14 seconds is a lifetime.
2-point game, 14.3. Doughton. 2 to tie, 3 to win, and now Rhode Island does call a timeout. All right, they did have a timeout remaining. The scoreboard changed it back to 1. That's
well, the official came over and told us that Rhode Island had no timeouts. So
there was confusion about that as our referee, DJ Carson, came over and he said, I'm going to go check on that. And now that's it. Rhode Island is out of timeouts. St. Bonaventure is out of timeouts. And does Rhode Island get another close win here tonight? Terrell at the end of November lifting Rhode Island to a win over 20th ranked Seton Hall at the time. Then at the end of January, Stanford Robinson hits a 3 from the corner at the buzzer to defeat Duquesne and keep Rhode Island's winning streak alive. That pass by Jeff Doughton. What happens here tonight with 10.1 seconds remaining here, Chris, and a 2-point game yet again?
well, both those plays came off the penetration. Terrell going to his right hand with the runner off the glass, and then Doughton with the penetrating kick. You're going to get Terrell going to the basket. Going to try to draw help. If he's got a kick, you've got shooters spaced, and then you've got Langevin on the glass behind him. But if I'm St. Bonaventure, you know, again, I'm not picking up like they've been doing, because the chance of fouling like Adams did on that last play, it's too risky.
They had it wrong for Rhode Island with the timeouts on the scoreboard here. It changed from 0 to 1, and as they use their final timeout, they have a chance to set up this play here. And let's see what happens. 10.1. Doughton will put it in. Having trouble getting it in. Robinson. Terrell takes it in. Too strong. Rebound, Mobley, and a foul. And Griffin hits the deck hard. He is down for St. Bonaventure. And the fans are like that. He's all right.
Well, you know, like I said, St. Bonaventure wasn't guarding the ball, and it made it hard to inbound. But once they got it to Terrell, he gets to that right hand, goes to that runner off the glass, and look who comes in to save the day, like he has in the last 2 minutes of this ball game. What a job by that guy. Winning plays.
It's a great take by Terrell. I mean, you can't
That's
argue
what
with
you
that.
want. I mean, that's the design. You get your best player going to his strong hand, and he had a good look. But Griffin, once again, comes over and alters.
Mobley, 26th point of the night, and this one can seal it. Not over yet. Terrell.
You can foul.
3 for the tie. No. The Bonnies win it. What a scene at St. Bonaventure tonight. The 5th consecutive win over ranked teams for the Bonnies. And they stop the nation's longest win streak for Rhode Island at 16. 77-74 the final. The Bonnies 20-6. And Rhode Island with their first Atlantic 10 loss of the season. What a game. Hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. For Chris Matillo, I'm Mike Corey. Thanks for watching.